The String Ninjas Podcast.
Come get some. Don't have time to play with myself.
Take it easy. We're the good guys.
Hail to the king, baby.
The String Ninjas Podcast.
You guys suck.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
Wrong angle.
And then you come.
All right, folks, we're back with another wonderful episode of the String Ninjas Podcast. We brought with us a friend, the Sizzler, Dean Stevens,
And scene.
and Scene. Welcome to
Thank you very
hell,
much.
Dean. So, how have you been?
Well, as previously discussed, I am extremely hungover, but
Lovely.
apart from that, standard. Yeah.
That's it.
So, I
You-
have spent the last year hungover.
I think the rest of the population's been pretty much the fucking same, like,
Yes.
apart from me, because I'm
How was
sure.
your 2021 hungover?
That's There'd be like, I wonder what the Facebook memories would be like for that year. No, like every year for the next like 10 years, it'll just be like really horrendous cringe photos of people like boking into traffic cones and shitting their pants and stuff.
The epitome of my life's a joke.
That's it. But yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, Dean is quite an accomplished recording engineer, audio manipulator. He
Bluffer.
Puppet master.
he puppets the sound waves. He bends them to his whim.
Quim?
Your quim.
Didn't realise it brought me on to insult me.
No.
Your quim's very well renowned
Thank
round
you
my
very
way.
much.
It's a well cat. It's trimmedquim.com /
Manicured.
We've actually lured you here with a false sense of security. You're actually going to be recording our album today. You just
I know.
didn't
That's we didn't want to pay the rates up at the studio, even though you were offering for free. Like, well.
Yes, don't say that.
But yeah, so would say with the whole String Ninjas podcast, we thought the last season was bullshit because it was us talking crap at each other constantly, and
Settle
we were like doing 2 episodes a week, and it's like 2 days apart, and we're like, I just seen you the other day, nothing's happened. So we're like, right, we need other people to fucking talk to us and have a bit of crack, like.
So now you can talk shit.
So now you can talk shit,
Oh,
and we'll
great,
listen,
yeah.
and we'll
Yeah.
take notes.
So what we
Like, got
really,
myself
really,
into.
really want to know is, Dean, what is the greatest sausage?
I see. That's a difficult question.
It's a very niche, a niche thing you've carved for yourself there.
Yeah, talk about Facebook memories.
I know. Because I remember your Facebook Live posts from about a year ago.
I used to tune in.
I have to admit, I was like, I kind of want to see what's going on here.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
kind of
would
just want to
sizzle
see
up,
how many people are that bored they're going to listen to me talk about sausages. And I think at one point there was like 60-something people watching me talk about pork sausages, and it's going, fuck,
you know
there are
what
people that bored.
Do you know what I haven't had in a while? A good Cumberland or a pork and leek.
Well, you see, Cumberland now is my least favourite sausage.
Is it your least
Here we
favourite?
are.
There we go. This is
There we go.
I can't believe we're like 5 minutes in, we're already talking about
sausages.
sausages.
Mate, you know, it's dick jokes or sausages, and at this point they're one and the same.
There's a friend of mine actually suggested we start the Belfast Sausage Authority and start rating butcher sausages. Which
Oh, that'd be good, actually.
Is
Mate, that is
going to
actually
be
a
a
great
thing.
idea because
We could crowdfund that.
do you know, like, here's one for you, right? I like a nice beefy sausage. I don't like the old Denny thins or the chipolatas.
I know you do.
But do you ever see when you go and you get a proper butcher's sausage and the
Yes.
skin is like, you know, they've just
real skin, not synthetic.
yeah, but it's a proper thick fucking thing.
Are we actually going to talk about sausages?
I have.
today?
It's gonna go on. It's gonna. Don't worry.
you
We
think
have
we were
other
gonna talk
stuff.
about logic?
I was worried I have nothing to talk about
No,
today.
we're gonna cover all the bases. I think in this one.
Look at us.
So I feel this tit needs a bit more fat injection.
Yeah, we're talking Facebook memories, man. They throw it up, and I see like it's 11 years now. I've been posting about sausages. And, I mean, it's fucking
It
ridiculous.
sounds like some sort of like I had to sign the register. Why? Cereal sausage poster.
It's either about recording or sausages, and that's kind of my Facebook.
That's
generally.
your
It's-
life.
Yeah, but when I look at it, I don't even eat that many sausages.
You just cook them and fuck them in the bin.
Yeah, but I'm at the point where clients come in and they bring me like a wee pound of beef and black pepper. You know,
Oh,
it's
that
like,
sounds
that's my
great.
standard
Actually,
now. and
beef,
what- go on.
here, beef sausage rolls. Do you ever have a beef sausage roll?
Yes.
Like instead of a pork sausage?
yeah.
Fuck me, they're far better.
Oh, we're getting one of those later, by the way.
Oh, getting our sausage roll.
Shout out to our
I like the
sponsors,
sausage
Rover.
rolls though when they've been lying for a little bit and they've gone soggy.
Yeah, you would like a microwave one,
Yeah,
would you?
microwave one.
Oh,
I
you're
like
sick
apple jam
man.
ones.
You sick
I
man.
have a jam one.
I don't like the flaky pastry.
I love the philo. Know that they're fucking. No, but the like really, really puff pastry, flaky.
Yeah, see,
It
I
almost
don't- I'm
chokes
the
you when
opposite.
you're eating it because you're like breathing it in.
No, but that ruins my car though.
It does.
Well,
Actually.
there's that, yeah.
And front of your trousers.
You tell Gavin's been in my car. There's flaky pastry and nails.
Fake nails laying everywhere.
Yeah, my car's generally just full of Red Bull tins and cigarettes.
Dog hair.
Dog hair.
Not even your dog. You don't have a dog. It's just people's dogs.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the next time I walk into your studio that where you have everything lined up, all your equipment, and there's just like a bain marie just to the side, but you just open a shelf and just pull a sausage out, close it again, and then start mixing.
Or no, like one of those cigars, those joke cigars, but it's really a sausage. And you're like,
We do have a kitchen at the studio and a barbecue. And, so
lovely.
it's not uncommon for me to be barbecuing sausages on the lunch breaks and stuff. I actually do eat a lot more sausages.
I know you've realised how have you survived this long?
I probably eat sausages every day, don't I?
They are nutritious though. They have the good fats. Well, a good sausage. I don't mean that
That
processed
is
shape.
absolute nonsense, but yes.
Just
There is
Sorry,
nothing
excuse me,
I'm
healthy
taking
about
his
a
word over
sausage.
yours.
I'm trying to validate your existence here. For fuck's sake.
I am thinking, you know what? Last night I did barbecue sausages, so yeah, probably.
I love a German sausage. I think they're just the best.
Somebody don't say they're the worst. Go on.
They're the best. They are the best.
No, actually, that joke wasn't even in my head.
Really? Why is it?
I
that's the
remember
standard?
being
love the German
at a
bratwurst.
really crazy concert in Germany, and everybody, we've been drinking for 3 days, and we were all just how we hadn't died, I don't know. But out of just the corner of my eye, I saw this like van, and all they sold was bratwurst.
Yep.
And I went and I was like, "Can I get 6, please?" So 6 bratwurst with 6 rolls that were that size.
You always get that.
And I walked through like a fucking champion coming back from battle to my mates, and I was like, "Lads, I've saved the day."
Javelin them from afar with the sausages.
I
And
get
only
that
one of
fun.
them wanted to take one off me, so I had to eat fucking 5 bratwurst in
Oh,
rows.
lovely.
We were doing
then-
that gig with Geldof in Germany, and I remember getting off the plane and just walking out of it was Frankfurt or somewhere, and we walked outside, and literally there was just a stall saying curry wursts.
Oh yeah.
And I was like going,
It's
Yes.
incredible.
talk about sausages a lot, obviously, but I had actually never had a curry wurst. I didn't
Curry
even
was
know they
fucking great.
existed.
Yeah.
It's not. See when people
Fuck,
say
I
when you
just
say
lived on
curry
them for
ketchup,
3 days.
the people, their mind races and the thing, and it's like you can't actually. When you get Germany curry fucking
Yeah.
ketchup,
Yeah.
it is the perfect blend
Oh.
of
This was
everything.
just
Like,
chopped up sausages with curry sauce,
Yeah.
like chip shop curry sauce
Yeah.
on the top. I was not expecting that at all.
It's
So
fucking
that was
tasty.
3 days for me. Just
we were in.
covered in
That
curry.
was, so not playing with Bob Geldof. It was the curry first was the highlight of that.
Couldn't remember the gig. I twiddled a few knobs and did a few faders, but I fucking
we were
remember
actually
them
supporting.
sausages.
I was playing guitar on that. Just as a throwaway comment.
There you are. Yeah, Geldof talking.
What's he like? Is he all right?
Let's not go into that.
He loves his oily. He loves his oil butter, doesn't he?
I
His butter
actually
oil.
like that guy. I wasn't playing football. I was playing for somebody else. We were the support
Yeah.
on the tour, and I really like the guy. But I can see why people don't like
So I
him.
don't know him. This is
I think
weird.
there's a misconception of him as well because he's so outspoken and he's a bit of a.
I think it's his
And he
accent.
looks like
It's his
a
accent.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He is a bit of a prick. Like he's so outspoken and his politics and stuff like that. But backstage,
Yeah.
it was a different.
He's just
ballgame.
nice.
Yeah.
It's like we're all just sat around big dining tables.
Yeah.
The festival was huge, like 120,000 or something for one stage. It was massive. So backstage was really well set out, and everyone was just all the bands. It was like Nick Kershaw was on the bill as well.
He's the Boomtown Rats, wasn't it? Isn't that his band?
Bob
Yeah.
Geldof, yeah.
Isn't that it?
But we all just literally sat around the same tables, and everyone kind of expected everyone just to be a fucking touring musician, so there was no bullshit. And I was just chatting away to him, like we're chatting now, and it's just no politics, no nothing. I was
What were
like,
his opinions on sausages?
I think he's vegetarian,
Of course
Oh,
he is.
Jesus.
Of course he is.
and if he fucking talked to me about veggie sausages, he
Depends
my
what
opinion would
the
change
filling is.
radically.
Although saying that because we've been trying to eat less meat in general, like just everything just works so much quicker these days. Just
Yeah.
I remember. Sorry, I was just a story popped into my head there. Just when
did you interrupt me there enough? It's all right. I'll take it out on you later.
Yeah, and edit.
No,
And
anyway,
scene.
no, sorry. I used to work with this Polish chef, Marcin, his name was, and he used to, when he would go home to Poland, he would bring back like proper good Polish white pudding and the likes of that there, and he would cook it up in the bar for all the staff to eat. And white pudding, black pudding, fruit pudding, even in Scotland, which is a very random thing.
That's very
I
strange.
love
I've
it.
never heard of that.
That's great stuff. But we'll talk about that offer as well.
It sounds dreadful.
But what happened was we were eating this white pudding, and I knew what it was. There was this Kiwi girl called Camilla who worked with us, and she didn't know what white pudding was, so she's eating it going, oh my god, this is amazing, this is so good. What is it? And Martin was like, oh, it's white pudding. And she was like, yeah, but what part of the animal does it come from? And then he told her, and she spat it out. But he was really offended because she spat out this really delicious food, and he went, Camilla, the amount of cock you've taken in your fucking mouth, and and you can't eat a bit of white pudding. But in his broken English was one of the funniest things I can ever remember in my life. So
sure
anytime I hear
What is white pudding made from? No, I thought it was Milky Bars.
What's the lining?
Oh, tripe. Like
It's the lining of the intestine.
Oh, right, okay.
So the good stuff.
The good stuff, right?
But no, anytime
It's
I
got all
hear
the good fat in it, apparently.
anybody who's got political reasons for hating meat, or even going, I like eating chicken, but I'm not going to eat the fucking
hot dog or
I eat
something.
foie gras. Mate, you might as well. You're fucking eating.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's still all cruel.
Yeah.
So no, it always makes me remember that Kiwi girl, Camilla, who took a lot of cocks in her mouth but wouldn't eat a bit of white pudding. So
again, this is not how I thought that I was going to go.
No.
But
I have a good Austrian recipe for sausage. There's a guy called Tom Lumen. He came over. A friend of mine, Chris Woods. He's a guitar player over in England. He's fucking Chris Woods Groove, and that's literally the best way to describe him. His name's Chris Woods, and he grooves. But he's messaged me. He was like, "Oh, my friend Tom. He's Austrian. He's playing in Dublin. He's got a few days to burn before he comes over to me. Is there any chance you could do something with him?" So I was like, right, okay. I contacted him, says, right, well, I'll get you in the matches and do we display there, and we teaching class up in here and all. I know, just stupid stuff, like, give him a few bob. And he brought me a bottle of Palinka, which is that fucking apricot liqueur that he drank in my house. It's disgusting. But it's like paint thinner with a hint of, like,
that stuff in the back of the cupboard.
Yeah, you never see it, like,
yeah.
but it probably pairs well with, you know,
it's held over
paint.
a few days.
But he brought me like proper fucking Austrian sausage. He just must have had a bag of this stuff because he was already in Ireland when I contacted him. It's not like he brought it with him for me. So he's like, oh, like this is what way we would cook it.
Yeah.
So he says, so you slice up your fucking your sausage, you throw it in the frying pan, and you just crack eggs all over it. Eggs all over it, and that's it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I was like, right, okay, so I call it the Hungarian, sorry, not Austrian, Hungarian it was. I call it the Hungarian omelette, because it's literally, you throw your sausage in, and then big whack of bread, brown sauce. It is the fucking business.
Yeah, obviously brown sauce.
It is the business.
Yeah,
I have
sure,
to.
Hungarians wouldn't be happy about that, but
No, definitely. Actually, when I was in Hungary, we were out visiting, we were travelling, and we stayed with me and my mate Phil. We stayed with a guy called Benny. He lived in Buda, because Budapest is like half and half.
Yeah.
So he lived in the nice rolling hills in the lovely place. Weirdest supermarket I've ever been to. It was like fucking, I don't know, something weird, but it's just all surrounded by trees. It's like an Asda, but like in a forest. Really eco-friendly. And yeah, he was like, in the morning, he was like, they have like raw paprika, like, and they would eat that like an apple in the morning for their breakfast. And real cultured cunts, like. And he goes, do you want some sausage? And we were like, aye, sure, sausage. You know, we're very aware that it's already cooked and cured and fucking all that there. And he was like shouting to his mum and his dad, and he was like, and he was like, I'm just trying to. I was like, what's the problem? He goes, I'm just trying to find the sausage. And I was like, right, okay, do you not like keep it in the fridge?
Sounds like somebody was trying to play hide.
Well, definitely somebody was beforehand. But he's like, do you not keep it in the fridge or the cupboard or anything? And he's like, no, it's just this big, it's like a big log. And I was like, right, it was under the sofa. And then he walks out
delicious.
and takes slices of it, and he's like, there you go.
So it's almost like a cured meat kind of a thing? Or?
Yeah. But
Is
no,
this why
like you
Phil's
would buy
vegan,
like in a delicatessen that's already made, and like
It's under the sofa.
yeah, it was under the
Just
sofa.
wiping all the dog hairs off.
There was dogs there too.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It was, but it was a weird out trip. Hungary's a fucking great place. Like.
When I was over in LA doing that record with Thomas, who's Austrian.
Well, that was the one I was meant to be on, by the way.
Oh, it's right.
Awkward.
Awkward. And the first thing he did that day I arrived as well was took me to a German sausage butcher thing, and he spent like $150 in sausages, and then back to the house.
And you're going, I have a problem, but you're sick.
Oh well, this was something special.
I'd be straight on TripAdvisor leaving Thomas a 5-star review. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'd be doing.
He actually, this is actually a cool one. Thomas lives up in the hills in a place called Valverde. It's about 45 minutes from downtown LA. But his next door neighbour was who I was staying with, and there's like a big chalet thing at the back of the house. And Thomas didn't tell me at all who his next door neighbour was, so he just dropped me at the house, got me settled into the thing, and then back to his house. And then I come back that night, and I had to get let in by the owner of the house to get through. And then the guy opened the door, and I was like, I recognise this guy. And just couldn't place him at all. And so I went to bed that night and went back to work the next morning and said to Thomas, like, I recognise your next door neighbour. He's like, oh, it's Huey Lewis. I don't know if you've heard of him. And I was like, have I heard of Huey Lewis? And it's like, as in Huey Lewis in the news. And he's like, yeah, that's
the power of love.
Yeah. And I was like, oh,
This
sure.
is it.
You didn't think to tell me this before I went there. So I was really lucky where cause I was there for 10 days. And so I was going back at night and just sitting playing guitar with Huey and just going, is this fucking happening?
This is strange,
Yeah, utterly bizarre.
That's weird. Actually, I met Thomas one time. This is my funny story, right? So my mate Phil, basically we got into fingerstick guitar at the same time. We were both kind of just shite guitar players, no strumming and nothing special or anything. And then we seen Andy McKee.
Yep.
And it was our first when you look back and you go, like, why didn't I think that was a possibility to do all those things? You know, whereas at the time I was like, he's playing it with upside down. He's like, fucking man, Malone.
Something you need to see.
So we'd never seen it before. Never even came up with the concept in my own mind. So one day, Phil fucking finds out Thomas Lee and he goes down that road and all.
Yep.
So fast forward a couple of years, he goes to the Thomas Lee's boot camp out in Austria. And he comes back and all fucking class crack. But before that, he had bought all Thomas's records, all back CDs, and he'd given them to me and was like, "Here, you'll like this guy, so I listened to them all, fucking class and all, you know." And so it turns out Thomas was playing in the Black Box one day. So I was like, right, I have no money. I had literally fuck all. It was like £8 a ticket or something like that. So I bought 2 tickets, one for me and my then girlfriend. And we went down and, you know, just fanboying. I was like, chatting away to him. And you could tell, like, obviously, like, being older now, being a professional musician now, you have to make the sale and you don't want to force it, but you're still trying to. So he was doing that to me, but I had no money. So, but I knew that that's what the whole crack was. So I was like, oh, is it the 3 albums you have? Because I have them all. And so I tried to, like, not nip it in the bud, but just let him know I have supported you in some way. Like, I bought the fucking ticket to the show.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend, fucking drunk, comes over and she goes, aye, he downloaded them all off the internet illegally. And then I'm just standing there going like,
oh, brilliant.
Like, but I was speechless because it was like anything I said after this point sounded like a flat out lie.
All credibility.
Like, I was like, no, I was giving your CDs, but I bought the ticket to the fucking show, dude.
Thomas is such a cool guy, though. I'm sure he laughed.
No, the funny thing is, because I told Phil, and Phil was like, actually funny, when I was at the boot camp, he did a whole section on piracy, music piracy.
Have you been over to the boot camp as well?
No, I haven't.
You
He
haven't?
did.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. I actually was hoping to chat to Thomas, and that's when I started speaking to him about, you run the boot camp and I have a friend, and all. Phil had just went that year, the year before I started talking to Thomas.
I was there teaching 3 years ago, and it was myself and John Gall were travelling, and we flew in. No, he flew different, and we met at a wee tiny airport somewhere in the Austrian Alps. It was
Lovely.
tiny. It was like Shannon or something. And I was there waiting for him to arrive, and John got off the plane, and his guitar wasn't on the flight.
Oh fuck!
And it was like, there's like 2 flights a day goes into this.
You can't
thing.
replace that guitar because of the way it's set up, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, it was John Gom's baby, his Loudon, the absolutely battered to death Loudon that he plays. But we managed to get it sorted that it was in Germany. On the connecting flight, so we had to sit in the airport for 8 hours.
Oh, lovely.
And I'd never met John before, so he was like, just go on. It was an hour up the mountain to get to the chalets, and I was like, I'm not going to leave you here on your own for 8 hours. So we ended up just sitting getting really, really drunk in this tiny
what
airport. Guitar? But 8 hours it took for the next flight to go in to get the guitar. So by the time we got, I think it was like 12 o'clock at night before we actually got up the mountain.
Oh, lovely.
And then the next day was just.
I've
I
met
actually
John.
got altitude sickness. It was that high.
Really? So you get in the early, you'd be
First
doing
day was brutal. I didn't realise how high up it was. Just to get the Alps where the airport was already really high up in the Alps. But then it was an hour in a car
to go up even more,
even further, and it's right at the pinnacle of a big massive mountain. But the next day, I had the worst headache. No, it wasn't a hangover. And bloated. Like I had
I'm
like.
offended that you think I was
Funny, I get the bloated on airplanes because the air and all. You feel like you need a shake, but you don't. There's nothing there. Like
24 hours and it was gone. But the first day, but everyone was explaining, going, we all get that.
You get the altitude sickness because I think there's tablets you can take so you don't get like air bubbles and there's fucking something in your lungs or something like that. For if you're going up big places like that.
What are you talking about? That's mental.
I thin your blood.
You know, that's.
I did not know that
That's
was
why
a
you
thing.
think, like, you see the cunts go up Everest and they've got oxygen tanks and all this, because after you get past a certain point, you're.
No, I understand the oxygen. But
You know what the Alps are? The Alps. Oh,
I
was going to say they're mountains. Like, they're very high.
No, I was thinking when you say the Alps, I just think of the toll road because they're all lined up one after the other.
I didn't think this through at all because it was like July time, and I'm just thinking, you know, we've all turned Europe loads, and it's going, oh yeah, it's got fucking scorching, can't wait.
But you're up in the thin air. And
Yeah, so I just packed like shorts and t-shirts. Thinking, I was only flying in, and then I was going to Venice straight afterwards to do an album. I just got like shorts and t-shirts. It was grand, and I got off the first flight, and then I had to get the train up to the second airport, and so it was like a 3-hour trip on the train. It was, but the higher I was getting, it started to become like snow covered outside. And then it was starting
And
to
you're
become
standing there.
I'm in fucking shorts and t-shirts, and that's all I've got with me.
Looking around for John Gonn's guitar to burn for firewood.
And the higher up was getting to the point where it was like 2 foot deep of snow everywhere, and I'm looking at the window going, "Oh, I have."
Is there a Primark knocking about here? Did I fucking grab a nice shirt or fucking something?
But really bizarrely, as soon as you sort of got past a certain point again, you got past the cloud lines, and then it became really sunny and warm. And so we were standing up there, and it was like 20 degrees.
Am I actually
But we had to go through the whole snow barrier first to get
It's
through.
weird.
So
It's
really odd.
That's like one of those things. Like for it to snow, it has to be a real particular set of circumstances, like meteorologically, if that's the right word.
I think you're right. Yes,
I think I am right with that word. I was going to say weatherologically.
Right, someplace up there, I'll have to admit, I was. Just,
I've seen pictures. It looks beautiful,
jaw-dropping
very
beautiful,
picturesque.
yeah.
Like, but after meeting him that time, I don't think the invites there anymore. I've met John Gonn twice. Thankfully, the second time he didn't remember the first time I met him because I'm not allowed to meet people. Let's put it that way. Because I always have a few drinks in me and I always talk shite and all. And it was with Mickey Murphy. Do you remember Mickey Murphy? So we were at again Black Box. And John was playing, and it was when he had just shaved his head. And before he got on stage, I shouted, "What the fuck happened to your hair?" And he was like, "Am I being heckled?" And I haven't even started yet.
Did he have a mohawk? Or?
No, he just had the
completely
shaved
shaved,
head. But it genuinely took me by surprise. I was like, "What the fuck happened to your?" And he was like, "Did somebody just heckle me?" And I haven't even started playing yet.
Did you still have the hawk at the time?
I can't even. No, I don't think so.
So you were literally looking at yourself?
I was looking at another bald man, but
John's a really nice guy.
But then after that, it was like But basically, I was leaving. I wasn't hanging around, and he was standing there by himself. And I went to go like, "Oh, John, nice to see you, and all fucking great performance." But whenever I went up, I didn't realize a big queue had formed. So I was just looked like I just walked in front of the whole queue and went, "John, can I pull your arm for a second there?"
He's a funny guy too, though. He actually commented on one of my posts last week where I was unsurprisingly hungover, and I wrote something like, "This is a fucking top 10 hangover" or something. And he just simply wrote underneath it, "Do you ever think about just fucking giving up, Dean?"
I thought about it,
Yeah.
but
I was like,
Well, on beer or just life?
Guitar superstar, just going, just fucking give
I
up.
just stopped. But the second time I met him was at the Irish Guitar Festival, and I think Gary put in a good word for me because him and Gary would obviously be a bit chummy, like. And so I sat and talked to him for a while and all. And I always assumed John was just like self-taught, and he just came out. And I didn't realize he had like a proper extensive music background.
Yeah,
like.
he's a Bachelor of Arts, Performing Arts as well.
Yeah, so I was chatting to him, and I was like, it was a whole different.
Thomas is the same. Thomas has got his from University of California. He did ethnic rhythm studies. And,
great.
Which
makes sense.
makes sense
when you
hear
see
him
all this
playing.
playing.
Yeah, which is something I didn't know either. But he's actually a lecturer now in the University of California.
He's got himself a real job.
He's got himself a real job, yeah. None of this bluffing shit.
But I didn't realise he was out there. I assumed he was still in Europe because
His wife's from LA.
Sorry?
His wife's from LA.
Oh, so alright, okay.
Yeah,
So
they've been 15 years he's been living there now, I think.
I didn't know that there.
Yeah.
Because it's usually like within, especially it's like the two main continents. Actually, well, I suppose Asia is a big fingerstyle market as well.
Yeah, he was spending a lot of time there.
But it's like one of those things because Europe's connected, so you can get to everywhere easily. But America's fucking huge, so there's more opportunities.
We
there.
did a live DVD in Brazil. And his following down there was unbelievable. It was
Actually,
stunning.
funny, I have seen the footage of that. I've seen some of the
I
footage of it.
recorded that.
Well, see, I think I have Sao Paulo. Or
Sao Paulo,
yeah. I've seen a couple of wee snippets of it on
Yeah,
YouTube.
my fingers are all over that.
Is that what you?
Yeah, I recorded that.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so-
Fair play.
Woohoo, the
There we go. I didn't hang around for the credits, to be fair. So
I wouldn't bother. I don't even think I got a credit on the actual film itself.
did they see like at the end of anything that you do, just take a video of you just like cooking sausages in the kitchen? No, it's nonchalantly. Like, so it's
Nobody
there,
ever gets
just,
to that point.
just and then the credits are rolling just over you, going.
Flashing their nips.
completely naked, but with an apron on.
Just,
Yeah, nobody needs to see that.
I said for my mate, or our mate, he's my mate, and you're not having any of them. John Tracy, he's supposed to, I invited him to the wedding for the after party. And he says, I can't make it. I'll send you a present. So he sent me a big fuck off proper kitchen knife, and I was like, I have to. He's moving to Brussels to be an Irish language translator, and because for all those Belgian people, they need to speak Irish, but
Obviously, yeah.
so I says for now, I can't just say thank you for this. So I was like, right, I'm going to get naked and I'll take pictures of me like cutting various things and just post it on his Facebook page because I will do it.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know. And I'll still
just
be
see me
accused.
like cutting like sausage down low and I'm like there's just red sauce everywhere.
Guarantee the first comment is always mixed behind the camera. Behind the camera.
Mick made me do it.
I still need to find that dick pic he sent me.
That's right.
We were telling. No, we were. He took.
What?
He took Fanula to Paris a couple of years ago, and got steaming drunk. So then got Fanula to take a picture of him completely naked, and then he
Land on the bed with a pair of sunglasses and a big bottle of beer.
But he put the
like
string.
spread eagle.
He put the String Ninjas logo over his bits.
Oh, lovely.
And sent me that. But but there was no like, here, I'm going to send you a funny picture. I just opened my phone and there was a naked Gavin with my 8-bit face over his
I had
junk.
to say, when I seen the picture, like the next day, I got that whole, Sense of the Lambs, where I was like, I'd fuck me. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
To be fair, I look at myself in the mirror sometimes and think the same.
Give us a wee.
I'd fuck you.
You look in the mirror while you're fapping away there.
Yeah.
We had one summer in Europe where two of us were sharing a room, but the beds were sort of facing each other as opposed to side by side. And it's like a really small B&B kind of thing.
Okay.
But we got out that night, got fucking hammered as per usual. I woke up the next morning, and for some reason I managed to get naked. No idea why.
Excellent.
But my friend was in the bed facing with a book up, sat upright, just reading his book, and he heard me sort of starting to wake up, and he just looked at the book and looked at me and went, "Morning," and lifted the book back up. As I looked down at myself and went,
What have I done?
fuck? It's like completely bollock naked. I was like, didn't even think to throw a fucking blanket over me. I was like, nope, I'm going to see.
No, he did that to me actually, minus the nakedness. We were in London doing a corporate gig, and fucking big bollocks here. Let's order room service and all. Like, and we were fucking had the babe station on. No, we were watching Home and Away and all. Like, in bed in bed with a towel on my head and all. Like, But I fell asleep with a full pint in my hand. And I woke up, and it was all. And I was like. Like that train spotting scene where he wakes up and he's like, so I thought I had pissed everywhere. It was in the Hilton. I was like, they're going to charge me for this fucking mattress.
Because I just watched him fall. He lay down and he was lying flat in bed with the pint glass sitting there, and I went, I should be a good friend and take that pint glass out of his hand. And then he went,
absolutely not.
No, we're going to leave it there.
Not.
And then I woke up before him in the morning and went into the bathroom, and there was just a fucking massacre of towels and boxer shorts. And I was like, what the fuck? And then it was when he woke up, he was like, did I piss myself? No. You spilled the beer.
I was going to say, because if that's my piss, I need to get checked.
That was from the same night we got through out of the hotel bar because you lay on the fucking grand piano. The security guard was like, hey,
God,
sorry,
we
have
did a
keys.
gig in Castle Leslie. This is like the only 6-star hotel. That's where McCartney and stuff got married.
Okay.
This is years ago now. We did the gig and we thought everything was just comped. You know, we had hotel rooms and stuff. Because it was a really
Ringing up the bell.
Oh my God, what do you hear?
Can we get a crate of Cristal, please?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was
With
like,
Diet
we were
Coke?
getting paid really well. It was like €350 each,
Yeah.
and the hotel rooms in a fucking 6-star hotel. So we were just racking pints up and just take it on room 42, room 42, room 42. So we got up the next morning, dying to everyone, and myself and the sax player, and we got on the car. It was like, right, 5-hour drive ahead of us. Let's get back thing. So like an hour into the drive, the best man phones. And I was like, hello, what the fuck? I was like, what? He's like, there's a €650 bar tab in your room. We're going, what? We thought that was all. Nope. We had to phone Castle Leslie and pay by credit card. So we ended up, it was €700 we got paid between the pair of us. €650 of that went to the bar tab that we had ran up, and then like 70 quid in petrol. So it ended up costing us 20 quid to go to Castle Leslie.
Some night out,
The bass player as well. Fuck, I forgot all about this. He had passed out in his room, but he'd left his door open, which is a really bad move. So we went in and put porn, just ordered loads of porn on his TV, and cranked the volume while it was muted, and then just unmuted it while there was like this rampant sex scene going on with his door open, and then just took the controller with us and all left. So he woke up and there was like fucking two guys pumping each other on the TV with the volume blasting at 3 or 4 in the morning.
it was 6-star porn.
He's running around trying to figure out how to turn the TV off. And of course we all had to burst in going, what are you doing? Look at you dirty wee bastard.
I think we did that when we were like 15 with my mate. We still was hanging out. Instead of going to school, we'd go to my mate's house and hang out there, and he'd always leave like the window open for us. And one day we went in, he wasn't there, so we basically did the same thing, but we like turned up the and then they got loads of hankies and just spat on them and just put them on his fucking table.
Lovely.
And left.
Well, I'm sure the bass player got paid or got charged for all the porn we ordered on his room as well.
I think I'd seen an Alan Partridge. Do you watch Alan Partridge? A Bangkok Chick Boys. He's like, I was trying to access Driving Miss Daisy. Was that why you only watched it for 15 minutes?
Yeah, poor John would have had to go down and pay his bar tab off and go on. And
He's wishing he had a 650 fucking
Deirdre
bar tab.
does Dundalk.
If that isn't the film it needs to be, that needs to be made.
This time it's sticky. Stag it.
Just get stuck in the hedge crossing the border. Fucked by a fucking horse.
Big fat farmer.
Boat.
Anyway, sausages.
Full circle. That's it. Full circle. The sausage company. That's what we'll call it.
The Belfast Sausage Authority. I do like that.
Oh, it's definitely a thing.
But what would you do? Would you like go in and slap fines on people? You know.
Well, I think it
skins
would
too
definitely
thin?
like, rate my sausage. I think I've already got the Instagram tag, don't worry.
That's like my idea for just a food fetish porn, but it's just feet.
Well, no, I'm definitely going to start the Instagram as rate my sausage.
Rate my
We're just going to go around. One of my friends is a manager of a bar in town here. And there's a guy called Sean Owens, regularly comes into the bar. You would maybe know Sean, he's head of Knifex. He's one of the top chefs, probably like a big judge, and Sean's a regular in there for dinner and stuff. So my friend had suggested going, let's speak to Sean because he would know all the top butchers and things like that, and let's put the word out. And we're actually considering making this a real thing, you know. And it's just every week.
Take that to those dragons.
Yeah, I don't rate my sausage. I love it.
I'm out.
Yeah. You know, it's like texture, flavour, big
Commitment.
chart.
Just all these inspiration.
Emotional intensity.
Yeah, it's going to be quite ridiculous like that, yeah. But no, I think it's actually going to be a thing.
Yeah, it's just for the t-shirts alone.
Yeah, well, the logo, because it's BSA, Belfast Sausage Authority, so we're going to use the old BSA motorbike logo, where it's got the flying wings, but just have it as the BSA with flying bangers from behind. Yeah, don't worry, we've really thought about that.
Oh no, I expect
you could have different levels with it. You should have like the owl bangers. We're
going to go to town on this, and it's not an excuse just to eat more sausages, honest. 100% is.
I've never tried the sausages from Hannon's, you know, Moira. Like Peter Hannon does the best ribeye, the best steaks anywhere, like all the top restaurants, even in London.
You'll have to send me that link because that'll be on Rate My Sausage.
Like he has a
Just do it like a sausage making class.
Sausage
where you
advisor.
Sausage advisor.
he has a Himalayan salt chamber.
Yeah, Corey's had the same one. Yeah, that's one.
But he was like the first person to have it. Like I've done the tour, and I remember one time we did a tour, and there was he had a ribeye that he had aged for like. It was like something like 480 days.
Oh, lovely.
He was never going to eat it. He just wanted to see what the salt process would do.
I think those Himalayan rooms, they use UV light as well because
Yeah.
it kills all the bacteria in the room too. And then the salt rooms dry them out to
And
the
then
point.
it was there that I discovered the greatest pork product of all time, which is guanciale.
What's that?
It's basically all the trimmings, all the bits off a pig that don't get used, fucked together with a load of dry herbs and red wine.
Sounds quite like Jenny's sausages.
Minus the herbs and the flavour.
But no, honestly,
Abattoir workers' underwear and everything. In there.
Fingernail.
immigrant, no,
Some
no,
kind
no.
of toxic mousse.
But honestly, it's one of them. It's like you have bacon, then you have I'm talking about like flavour levels. So you have bacon, pancetta, and then guanciale's like here.
Okay, I don't know.
Just so pungent. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's like the best.
It's cured as well, is it? Or?
Oh, yeah, it's on. I'll have to get. Look, we'll take. That's what we'll do. We'll take a trip one day.
Right.
We'll get guanciale and we'll go back to the studio and we'll cook it off.
Sounds great.
We'll make some music.
Sausage date.
Honestly,
That would be a good date.
Skipping down the street holding pinkies. Oh, we bag of sausages.
No holding links. Skipping rope and docking.
There's no need. No need.
You should talking about bucking horses and dogs every minute
I know,
ago.
but you don't dock a sausage.
You don't know. Well, not from where you're from. It's common practice up where I live.
Fucking hell, man. The chorizo goes in the bun.
That's why we're all born with extra big foreskins up west.
Is that right?
Right, so you could proper to plunger that dock in there, you know, over the top of it. But anyway,
It's definitely taking a turn. Anyway, lads, so I'm just going to wrap this up.
Before I get arrested. No, that's all we want. It was sausages because we do. He's gone vegan now, so
what's not gone vegan? What the fuck are you talking about? He's fucking full of shit. I've just stopped.
he started running, so he's basically a vegan.
I had fucking meat for like breakfast. Do you know what I mean? Like meat every meal, and I was like, I feel sluggish. I feel shite. I just need to just eat better in general. So
I mean, vegetarian nowadays, it doesn't annoy me at all. I mean, I could happily eat as a vegetarian diet as long as
It's boring as fuck.
sausages.
It's boring as fuck. It really is.
Vegetarian sausages are not good.
But no, it's not even that. It's like I'd say something like you're so used to cooking your meals in relation to meat.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like you have a fucking chicken curry, or you have, you know, you have like your sausages and mash and gravy or whatever.
I just barbecue though. I'm
It's
wild
just
for
sorted.
it.
But I suppose actually that would probably be healthy for you because all the fat's dripping
That's,
down into the fire
but
away.
I mean, I
it's
would
not like it's
barbecue
cooking in its
5
own.
nights out of 7, probably. I know, honestly, it's just I live outdoors as well.
Hero.
I don't technically live outdoors, but I spend most of my time outdoors. in the
I
garden.
live outdoors.
outdoors. Just get me down off the mountain for this podcast.
Just
and,
imagine you running around with a fucking
Creep back
set
in
of
the cave.
headphones on and a wee mini mixing desk, just plugging it into trees and shit and all. Being a turd and just making it up.
That's it. And crawl back in my cave after this.
My God.
It's a cave reverb.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's so fucking boring. Like trying to think of meals that are nice that sort of hit all your like. We still eat like would have a steak on like a Sunday for like a big fucking feed because it's just like it's the fat content of all the fucking meat.
Yeah.
Chicken's fine, but the quality of chicken I think has just gone downhill over the last couple of
Well, it's
months.
going to get worse by all accounts.
I know
Like,
that's
this
kind
bill
of one of the things we want to do. We're sort of going to ourselves, well, all this bullshit trade deals, like, you know, if United Ireland comes, we're not worried too much because we get the good stuff.
I mean,
in
if
the
that
EU.
corned chicken shit goes through, I'll not. Unless I'm at a butcher's,
Aye.
buying butcher, farm
Butcher,
meat,
proper.
I'll not be eating chicken.
But that's the
again.
only thing. Like, it could be like one of those things where like all the chains will use it. All the like everywhere, all the chains. McDonald's will be loving it because their cost.
Was
will
that
be
intentional?
What's that?
I'm loving it.
Chlorinated.
He's the guy who wrote that jingle, a multi-millionaire now.
Serious, just for that. But was that not a part of a like an actual JT song? And it's just like I thought it was like a soundbite of it.
I think isn't there a court case pending over that?
Is there
Where
a-
it was the guy who actually wrote the jingle, and then Justin Timberlake's management got involved.
Okay.
Saying no, that's our song.
Aye.
I might be wrong in this, but I think there was like something.
There's a definite connection between Justin Timberlake
there is
and
definitely,
Ronald McDonald.
Sure, Justin's happy with that.
Oh, here he's been plagued his whole life. Fucking, he had Mickey Mouse up his hole at one stage, and the Disney Corporation were on around there.
He
Justin.
opened that studio in Nashville with Chris Stapleton, and I have to admit my respect level for him's gone way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been
Actually,
watching
like
some
we
stuff.
actually are kind of fans of Justin's
I
music.
think he's
believe it or
great.
not.
Yeah, I don't mind him at all. But obviously, I love Chris Stapleton. He's just unreal. But they're doing a lot of sort of more pop country stuff together now, and it's really fucking
That's
good.
where he's from too. I think that more suits his soul. Like when you go into a manufactured pop group, you're like, oh, you can dance and you've got a high voice. Well, then you have to do this.
Yeah.
Where I think he does enjoy
It was all image. Like it's all pop groups, all those type of things.
I
And it's
remember
all
seeing him
about
years and years ago on like T4 or some fucking thing, and he was up singing, and it was like a live band, so they were all playing live properly. And it was the first time I'd actually properly seen him.
Yeah.
And he's sitting singing away and doing his dance routine and blah, blah, blah. But then walked over to Fender Rhodes and took an absolutely belter of a solo on the Rhodes, and then got back up and started like, what?
I didn't know he
Oh,
played.
I didn't know he played either.
He actually
he's
did
apparently a
support-
really good guitar player as well.
He did support for Elton John. fucking year. Like it was just that he just left NSYNC, and he was probably around the time you saw that performance, and he got fucking bottled off stage. And everything. They fucking hated him. Really? But he legit came out and did exactly that, and they were like, "No, but we paid to see Elton John."
I have another cool Elton John
Throw their
one for you.
Lamborghini on.
That's fucking they're not raining at them. The problem with that is because it comes in liter bottles. So
It's the base of it as well. It gives it that extra.
Man, you're talking about hangovers, right? What it is here. You're mentioning Lamborghini. There was a connection here, right? So years and years ago, when I actually had a life, we went out for Halloween, right? And I got dressed up, and I used to do it. I used to dress up as. Do you ever see? Electric Six Gay Bar.
Yeah.
Do you ever see the Abe Lincoln thing? That was my costume. So I went out, but I didn't go out fully buff. I had the hot pants and I had the fucking hat and the beard. But I had like the top half was Abe Lincoln and all. But that was my thing. So I ended up buying like this big spa, and then me and a load of my girlfriend, and a load of her mates, they all went to the Kremlin because that was, straight man in the Kremlin was the thing at the time. And we went there, and there was a girl just walking around, shots, like anybody want a bag of peanuts, but only shots type of thing. And I was like, right, stand you there. And I was necking these.
Did you get touched up?
No, well, I offered a few drinks. That was the best. That's the reason you go, because they're like,
oh, really?
do you want a drink? And like, aye. And then they're like, oh, I'm not gay after you drank it. And they're like, well, you should have told me. And it's like, I should have. You just offered me a drink randomly out of the blue.
I didn't read the terms and conditions.
No, that's it. Before I accepted this drink, but
Yeah, well, like, I expect a hand job minimum.
was it reminds me of that
At least
fucking
stroke
scene?
my
Reminds me of that scene in Bottom, where he buys the two lesbians the coke,
Yeah.
and then he finds out they're gay, and he goes, "I bought you a coke, you owe me £1.50." What? Yeah, I for the Lamborghini. So we'd fucking bought all this drink, and I did not drink like I know a beer now and all gin and all that shit. I just bought what was the most alcohol in the most volume for the least price. And it was Lamborghini, and it came in like a 2-litre glass bottle, this big thing. So by the time we went back to this house party where all the drink was stashed, I was already blitzed, and everybody was like, "You need to stop drinking. You really need to stop." And I was like, "Oh," but I was like, so I grabbed the Lamborghini and was standing outside waiting on the taxi to go home. And I went to take a drink of the Lamborghini, and I just opened the bottle, and the whole thing fell out of my hand and smashed everywhere. And I was like, that probably saved my life that night, because if I had a drink that 2 litres of Lamborghini, I probably would have died. Like,
Paint stripper.
it was fucking horrendous.
That's awful.
Classy bird me. I am classy as fuck.
I was bottle of martini. That was my.
Is it your thing?
Yeah.
We vermouth and all with it.
There's literally a bottle of martini straight. That's what I
That's strange. That's a strange drink to have, like, isn't it?
Yeah, I have no idea how that even started. I think it was just one of those. It was cheap and got you absolutely ruined. But I even think of that now. That's something I forgot all
I just
about.
imagine like you're in your 20s and the lads are like, what's Dean on the night? Oh, creme de menthe. He's
Creme
in the
de
corner
menthe,
with a wee small glass.
No, legit. Like, I think I've told you.
Wee pims.
I think I've told you this story before. Like my first ever night drinking, Bailey's was the drink I drank, and I drank it like all night. And then
Jesus.
the next day I woke up hungover, and it was St Patrick's Day, and I was living in England at the time, and my mates had rented a bus to go to Trafalgar Square to see the Dubliners. And they were like, "Oh, Mickey, you coming with us?" And that was the first. I didn't start drinking until I was 19.
That bulk. I can just imagine the
So
bulk.
I couldn't stomach anything except Bailey's, so I drank Bailey's all day, right?
I can
and it was
even
grand.
imagine that.
Now, this is no lie.
Sure,
I was in
like
Tesco the other day.
Shitting like melted ice cream.
I was in Tesco. It's like Häagen-Dazs.
Mr. Whippy.
So the other day I was in Tesco, and Tesco do those like club card price offers, and like a litre bottle of Bailey's was like £12. So I bought one and put it in the fridge, and I kept forgetting about it. So then the other day I needed a drink, and I had no Guinness or anything in the house. I went, "Do you know
Most
what
people
I'll do?"
go for
I
water.
drank the whole litre, bottle whilst we were playing Call of Duty. I drank a whole litre bottle of Bailey's. But it was
I
grand,
can
but
imagine
A,
that.
wasn't drunk, and B, didn't get a hangover the next day, because it's basically chocolate milk.
I was hoping there would have been way
You
more.
drank it by the pint, were you?
Yeah.
Funny. Do you know-
Sorry, do you not know me?
Do you know what the weirdest drink I ever had? And I actually got it as a serving suggestion off the bottle. It was Tia Maria and cranberry.
Oh, yes.
And I was like,
Can't
Tia
imagine
Maria and cranberry, and it's like one of those things, like gin on its own, meh, tonic on its own, meh, put them together, something beautiful.
Still me.
But that's what happened. It was like Tia Maria.
I
Fucking
can't even imagine what that would taste like.
It was like really sweet and thick, and it was like drinking syrup. That's what it reminded me of.
It just sounds like grenadine, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way. Like it's sort of a slightly more bitter grenadine.
I couldn't imagine that. I don't drink spirits anymore at all. I stopped 2 years ago now for health reasons. That's called
mental health reasons.
Mental health reasons are probably more realistic.
This is the fucking was it the fear the next day? That's one thing I always used to wake up and be like, "Where's my guitar?
Mine
Where's
was
my fucking
just
thing?"
having no off switch. I never did anything wrong. It's just when I started drinking, I was a rum drinker. I just get fucking wired on it. And I'm into the next day and I'm sat on the sofa at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on my own, still drinking, fucking cry wanking over Hollyoaks or something. Going, right, that's it. I need to stop drinking spirits.
The acting's not that bad.
So now it's Guinness. Yeah,
No, I can't. Like he's seen me at my worst. I just can't. Like even the thought of me being drunk now is sort of off-putting. It's like I would love just to be, you know. It's because
Do you not drink at all now?
I'm so no, not for a long while.
My estimation, you're just going down.
I run. Believe me. I'm eating more vegetables.
Running, festivals, and I used to like you.
But it's okay, Dean, because I'm like the opposite.
You make it up.
Meat.
Yeah. For fuck's sake, that was the first.
Bailey's by the pint.
A pint of Baileys and a Cumberland sausage.
I know.
Just sucking it through it like a
I went
straw.
for lunch the other day and I was like, would you like a drink, Mick? And I was like, no, bring me a fucking steak tartare right now. I can't do anything until I get raw fucking red
You
meat.
definitely like to go and eat out well, though, don't you?
I do dine well, yeah.
I've always heard he eats out well.
Yeah. Mate, I was going to say I've had no complaints, but let's be
I've
honest.
noticed you
If
tend
they're
not
not-
to go to like fine dining restaurants.
No, it's just that's
yeah.
just my vice almost.
Yeah, no, it's
Which is I like out.
I like staying in and being left alone.
I like drinking.
It's like hear no people, see no people.
It's like a fucking triangle going on here of just three completely opposite people. But yeah, no,
That's what makes it interesting.
This
If we're-
weekend, though, it's like I've closed the studio for 5 days here, and I plan to literally leave here and go home and light the barbecue and eat and drink my body weight for the next 4 days.
Because you live in like a quite a residential area.
I do live in quite a
so
residential area.
Because I actually think like it's like right, you know, like as a neighbour, like as a person, like a homeowner, like if my neighbours were like having their barbecue, you know, no fucking, you know, let them have the fun. If they were having barbecues with all their mates around like 6 nights a week, I'd be starting to go, right, there's a bit of a fucking problem here. A, I didn't get an invite, and B, you know,
Well, the good thing
there's
with
a lot of
us is,
fried meats going on here.
Because my house is an end terrace, it's right on the edge of the main road as well. But my driveway's massive down the side of the house, so I've got the big fence,
I
the
see
whole
the
thing, and affectionately known as Fort Apache now. So nobody can see in, but because we're at the side of the house on the main road as well, and it's covered with the gazebos, and so we can sit out there and play music, but we're respectful too. We're not, we're all like, we're not children, you know. So we go back and we sit there, and you know, by 11 o'clock, you know, we do dial it down and just sit around a wee fire pit and just.
I'm waiting on your fucking fence going up in flames because you've got your barbecue right next to it. I was like,
Well, it's big, thick pallet boards on the inside.
it's
so
just not too bad.
That's what happens when you live over east, mate.
You need the bulletproof stuff.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for another month here before they start taking my fence down when I'm not at home.
Bastards. But no, on regards to me eating, I legit said to him, when we go back to London gigging again, I was like, I'll be planning where we are and how long we're there for. I was like, there'll be brunch here.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I'm going table for one.
professional
He's not coming because he doesn't give a fuck. But it'll be brunch here. I'll go to the Breakfast Club in Soho.
Just give me a turn up.
And then I'll go to the Ivy in Soho. I'll just stay in Soho, just work my way around. There's a wee place in Soho, it's like a charcuterie place, which all it does is meat boards and wine. I'm like,
It's very Italian.
See, like, but that's like it's because London's so densely populated.
Yeah.
Like a niche market like that can thrive. Whereas if you had something like that here, there'd be like you going to it, and that's it. The business would close immediately.
Well, I mean, in Italy, it's kind of the standard where you would go and just order a glass of wine, and they would just bring you a small tray of nibbles, which is generally just cut meats and breads and dips and olives and things like that. But it's just every time you order a drink, they'll just bring you another plate and sit it down. So
Spain's the same.
yeah, so you generally like. You don't even go out for dinner, you just go out and get drunk.
My grandparents
They
were like
feed you.
that. They don't like because they love their wine. Like they fucking love their wine, and they would used to go out to Italy all the time and just the vineyards and stuff and all. And they were like the whole concept of being drunk in Italy is not a big thing because
Yeah.
it's more of a social. It's like you have your bottle of wine, you grab your baguette, and you nibble and you talk and you fucking all that. But you still get blocked, like.
Yeah,
But it's not the same as I'm
culture
away to the
as-
bar, not to talk to people, but to get rinsed.
I used to live in Canada, and I remember for like the first year I was living in Toronto, and they just literally thought I was a full-blown alcoholic. You know, their measures are 25s as well. So and spraying coke. So I was ordering doubles every time. You know, I was like after the second double, the waitress stopping, going, "Are you okay? Is everything all right? Do you need to talk?" I was like, "I'm fine, thanks." You know, like,
Is there anything you
getting
like
back
to talk
to the table
about?
and going, "She just asked me, am I all right?"
I mean, I'm
"They
looking
think you're an
forward-
alcoholic." going, I've had 2 drinks. What
And
the
surely your business model would thrive on money.
Oh, it's
guarantee
like,
you.
don't ever come to Ireland if that's your attitude.
The first time we ever get to go to the States and play a gig, see if we walk out on stage and you go, "Hi folks, my name's Gavin Ferris and I haven't drank in 2 years," the fucking standing ovation you will get, that'll be us set up for the gig, because they're like that. They're like, they feel like it should be applauded. You haven't, and here it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
You know, the Canadians have that attitude as being a really nice country and a race of people. Race is not the right word. But, you know, it was that getting in and buying cigarettes, and the girl going, you know, "Are you okay? You look tired today."
Just
and it's
patches
going,
next to them.
It's like, "I'm fine, thanks." Fucking weirdo. Like, asking me, "Am I all right?" I'm just going, "I'm just buying cigarettes."
Stop taking an interest in my well-being.
Yeah,
This
and
is
it's
not what I'm
genuine.
used
You
to.
know, it's not that have a nice day culture. They're actually genuine. Just going, just so I find it's creepy.
Very alien.
Fucking leave
It's
me
very
alone.
alien to you.
It's
As a
I'm
concept.
hungover trying to poison myself. Stop asking
It's
me.
kind of like when people come here and you know, like from like you're saying, going out there and then being super nice, whereas over here we're nice but we're horrible to each other. And you go, "Damn, fucking stadia," but you know, like as friends, you're like, you know, it's all. But if you say that to an outsider, they'll be like going home, being like reassessing their lives.
You know, our general banter between everyone is just being absolutely horrible to each other at all opportunities. But that's just what we do, you know. I was away touring around Europe, and one of my friends, we are just brutal to each other. I mean, there's no holds barred. We're really, really not nice people to each other. I can't remember, we were in Eastern Europe somewhere, I think it was like Bosnia or somewhere, and one of the waitresses had said to us, going, "Where are you going next?" And I was like, "I'm heading to Serbia after this." I was going, "Listen, do not get on like this. You know, the way you talk to each other, just do not get on." So everywhere we went, we were just getting worse and worse and worse. And people just couldn't fucking understand how we were getting away with just our attitude to each other.
Yeah.
But we were in Dubrovnik, I think it was. My friend Collie nipped next door. We're in a wee restaurant. He nipped next door to buy some cigarettes in a pub. And he came back and he faced like thunder. I was like, "What's up?" And he's going, "The fucking rudest barman I've ever seen. He was horrible." And I was like, "You know where we're going next, don't you?" He's going, "It's just guaranteed." So as we finished, walked into the bar next door and you could just see the barman's face just drop. Just going, "Uh-oh." Like, just knew he was going to get tortured. It was that in t-shirts and sat at the bar and pulled up my imaginary sleeves, you know, staring right into his eyes. And you could just see
Pints
the
of
guy's
water all
heart.
night, mate.
Yeah, oh man, you could just hear that. You could feel it. Like the guy just knew. Oh, I was really.
It's even,
rude.
you don't have to understand the language. You can the
body
body
language.
He'd obviously
see-
known that he'd been rude, and he was going to get tore to ribbons. So we ended up sitting there all night. We were drinking 2 and 2s, as we called them. So it was a bottle of Heineken and a shot of Jaeger, and that was every round. Right. So by the end of the night, we were destroyed. At one point, Collie had fallen over in the table of drinks, smashed them everywhere. And it's
Proper Wild West there.
we were torturing this guy. I mean, to the point of actually not cool torturing this guy. Well, it was really bad.
It was funny
Well,
20 minutes ago, but
yeah,
you know,
like after R6, you know, it actually came up at one point and said, "You 2 guys are military. There's nobody gets on like this. These are military." He was convinced they were
Right.
soldiers.
Yep.
Well, my rhythm.
This went on all night with smashed tables, and it was just horrendous. And the bar, we were there to the death, and we were leaving and walking up the street, and we were just bouncing off each other and stuff. And I just heard this, "Oi!" from behind, and turned around, and it was the barman and 2 big bastards. And just looking, going, "Nah, fuck, we've messed
Yeah.
up. We've really fucked up this time."
We're not in the
You
same.
took your
zone
money
anymore.
for long enough and then
Yeah.
beat the fucking
Yeah, so we were convinced, like, "Oh, that's me fucked now," like, totally. And it's like, "Well, we're just going to have to take this," you know. And the guy came up with the 2 guys behind him and handed me my wallet that I dropped in the bar. And he looked at me and went, "Ballbat or dickhead," and I was like, "I will accept that, thank you very much." Just going, I mean, fair play to him because, and there was, all my money was in it, my cards, everything, and fair play to him because we fucking tortured that guy, and he still came in because he could have just kept it, you know. It's like after the ripping we gave him, you know.
It's fucking arsehole tax type
Yeah.
We're waiting down here because we're heading out. I says to everybody, my laptop we found after an hour for the camera and Final Cut, it just doesn't. It's just like, "Nah, mate, you're putting me to work."
Right,
So
yeah,
we always have it about an hour. But anything, just the Lally Boy, anything planned for the future? Obviously, the next 5 days are going to be a bit of a
The next
whitewash.
5 days are going to be an alcoholic oblivion, but
Any good work? Any
I can't wait
good
to see your
projects
Instagram
coming
story.
up?
I've got one coming up, but I can't say what it is
Okay.
because it's on a major label and it's
Great.
a big band. And
Class.
Nothing's but the paper.
Okay,
So,
so you don't want to scupper it, like.
yeah, it's just yeah, basically,
Excellent.
you know, I can't say anything until I'm allowed to.
So do what you want with that information.
Yeah, so there's absolutely nothing for you.
S Club 7 are getting back together.
Oh man, don't even tempt me. See if it's a Sugar Babes, mate.
It's Bewitched.
Oh, I get
If it's the fucking Sugar Babes, give us a fucking shout.
Yeah.
Not
you know
for
what?
any work or anything, just
I actually got offered to work with Bewitched, who are back together, and they're doing a country and western album. I swear to God.
Oh my
Country
goodness.
and western album. They're based in London at the minute.
that's
I don't
very
know.
Irish, isn't it? An Irish band based in London.
doing country and western
That's,
music.
that's the trifecta of
They're road workers by day and recording artists by day.
It's quite an odd one, that.
civil engineers.
But yeah, apart from that, just 5 full albums and they go in the studio.
So you see, you did Jerry Norman, and his was it
Tour Alaska.
Tour Alaska, that's what it is.
I literally just got the masters back for that there a few days ago.
Lovely. How's it
sounds
sound?
Great, man. Yeah.
Jerry's class.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy. Like, and I suppose that makes the job so much fucking easier.
Well, Jerry and I
isn't
took our time on that one. I think 5 months we took on that album. Because originally Jerry and I just said, because we played loads of instruments between us, so we actually just demoed like 17 songs to like full demo. I played guitars, bass, drums. Jerry played piano, guitars. We did a lot of BVs and vocals, and we got them to like releasable. So we demoed up 17 songs, and then started getting the big boys in,
Okay.
and just re-recorded the
He
11
seems
songs
to be
that were
taking
going
his time on it. Like I have to say,
Yeah.
like it seems to be like it's been a good couple of months.
on.
Like
It's 5 months it took us.
5 months. Fuck,
So we picked out the 11 that we were going to work on, and then we had guys from Bell X1, the Frames, Idlewild, all those guys all flew over and came up and all replayed on
for
it.
fuck's too.
Yeah,
For fuck's
and
sake,
I mean, it's really proved what you can do if you take your time and don't just
Yeah.
dive in and.
funny. That's one of the things because I remember like saying to Mick, like when I was doing all the solo stuff, like the amount of money I've wasted
Yeah.
on working with bullshit recording engineers first and foremost, but like just not taking my time, just being like, oh, I want to get this out there, and like doing one take and knowing that it's not great. But then again, I always say that's the hallmark of a good sound engineer. They'll go, that sounds shite, do it again. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's that'll get it right coming in and stuff, but it's really important, fixing shit in post and the mix and stuff. It's not conducive to a good record.
No, there's been so many times. There's like when we've like there's the other I guess the sort is the mistakes that you'd make. You're probably the only one that's going to notice. Like if it's that big a deal,
Yeah.
somebody will say to hear that's bollocks. But if nobody says anything and it still sounds good, then like we were doing like Metallica, and then like the last fucking like 2 notes or something. So no, just not they're not fretted properly or something like that there. And then I'll have to go in and I'll sit and just in the house
Try
and
and
just
drop
go
it in.
boom boom like that there, and then I have to try and cut it in. And it's just such a fucking nightmare. Whereas like if you just take your time and you fucking prepare and
Yeah.
you
Well, I mean, that stuff I'm doing with Thomas Lee in LA it's something he's never done before. His wife's a vocalist.
Okay.
And she's an incredible singer. She really is. So we're trying to track live because it's Thomas is an acoustic fingerstyle guitarist, but he's never had vocals on it. So this now does. So it's a project called Rude Natives we're going under. But we're trying to do it live.
See,
So
I would
there's-
prefer to record live for me
Yeah.
personally because there's a lot less.
Yeah, it's just trying to capture the vibe. Where we've done a few different things where we did drop-ins and cuts and things like that, and it's just seems a bit sticky. And I like the fluidity of because there's no metronome. It's not playing the click, so I love the fluidity of it, sort of pushing and pulling a wee bit. So it's like we're having to do like 100 takes because it's so complex music.
See, I always thought like because I always watched like Primus. And they seem to do all their recordings seem to be done, and they're tight as fuck as a band, like.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you have a drummer,
Such a love hit with them.
yeah, there's some of their stuff's class, and some of their stuff's kind of shite.
It's
Like.
like- I like Les as a person. I think he's a bit
He looks
mental,
he's cool as fuck, like, isn't he?
Yeah. It's just sometimes the music, especially the guitar playing, it's just so discordant. It makes me uncomfortable sometimes.
Here's one for you. It was actually John Gom that put me on the Primus by accident. John was rated. They asked like 100 guitar players who their top 100 guitar players were, and somebody famous had named John in an article, and then I seen the article that he shared.
Yeah.
So then I was looking through quickly, and I had heard Primus, and the other one was the other top one was your man from Primus, the guitar player.
I actually don't know his name.
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but
Really? I wouldn't even read him.
so but it's
went in the
because
top 10.
it's so. But no thing is, if you listen to the South Park fucking theme tune,
Yeah.
they did that there. If you actually listen to that, and you go, that's such a fucking strange. It's like jazz in terms of
it's just
but
really,
it's not.
really discordal as
Yeah,
well. Though,
it's really fucking weird,
I
and I think
understand
that's why
it's
it's so
clever,
good.
But it's just, I don't know. I'm a creature of habit. Just give you a GCD and an A minor bridge.
I was
and
gonna say
I'm
it's
happy,
like Spinal Tap there when they're talking about jazz. He
Yeah.
goes, don't get me wrong. I like to play the song in the key with the chords. He
In
goes,
time.
And these people, they're getting degrees in learning how to play it wrong.
Yeah.
He goes, it was a Miles Davis. He had a trumpet. And he put a thing on the end of his trumpet to make it sound less like a trumpet. he's like,
I haven't
"But
watched
why
that
would
in
you do
years."
that? Why are you playing so softly? Why? He's never seen Spinal Tap. What? Exactly.
It's a running joke. It's a running joke thing.
Oh, you've got to watch Spinal
No,
Tap.
no, but there's a reason why I've never watched it. I'm not going to go into it now.
Right, okay.
Because we have to wrap up soon. No, but yeah. So I've got one question. Apart from me, who's been your favourite musician to work with?
Apart from you, let's narrow it down.
At the risk of alienating like 99.9% of your client base.
Yeah, and for that reason alone, I'm just not going to answer that.
There you go.
Tell us after. Tell us
Yeah,
after.
I'll
I
tell
just
you
say it to him.
Yeah, no, it's definitely you. Yeah.
There you go.
You haven't worked with me anyway, so I'll usurp you on that one. So
Serious question though. Are you and Cormac and all? Are you doing Stenhall this year? Is that
No, Cormac's doing it with Donald Scullion. I think they're just doing it as a two-piece this time.
right? Okay.
okay.
It's going to be pretty difficult now. I'm not sure what's happening with the band now because the record's been out like 2 years and it's very difficult to keep promoting that.
Stagnant. You're just.
yeah.
It's not even the material. It's not relevant. It's your fucking.
I think just the outlay
enthusiasm
as
for
well,
it.
you know, because there would be 6 of us and, you know, we had like an 18-date tour or something cancelled and then it was rebooked in, then it was cancelled again.
Yeah,
and
it's
now
just-
it's not booked in at all.
No,
So I
you're-
think Cormac and Donald are just doing it as a two-piece.
That's fair enough.
Or they'll both play guitars or Donald will jump on keys and they'll both sing and just do it that way. As far as I'm aware, I think the band's kind of, there won't be any band gigs for now. There's nothing really to promote it, you know.
I'd say we did that record. We did stuff with Cloud9 and Graham. He's fucking fantastic. This is ages ago, like, and we've never done anything with it. It's very cinematic, our stuff. Like, like you could use it for like scenes in films and fucking all. They would work well, but we just never done anything with it because people just want our covers. They don't want us to
Yeah.
fucking. They don't want to hear our moody
Maybe
shit.
get it out to some publishing companies.
Well, that was the idea, but it just can't be arsed. You know what I mean? It's just got that, like, I write stuff all the fucking
fuck Holly,
time.
who cares? Like,
No,
yeah.
fuck original material. Just play Beatles. By the way, I practice the Beatles.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't.
I'll try and get that Tommy Emmanuel Beatles medley out.
Our one's slightly better. So it is,
Yeah.
like in terms just because I don't have to do the melody, so I can really funk up that we do. What's it?
We do. It's hard
My
days.
Life.
Hard days night in my life, and then guitar weepy one.
Guitars anyway. So it's basically it goes from G to A minor, but it's really well done the way it works the medley. But because I don't have to do any of the melody
Yeah.
stuff anymore, I can
I
really
know
just.
Thomas's one, Tommy Emmanuel's one. I think a big interview, and the guy had said, "I'm going, well, just how hard is it to actually play the Beatles medley that you play?" He said, "Have you ever tried putting toothpaste back into a tube?"
Oh no, I've tried learning it. It's no the thing. It's not. It's the no. It's
Yeah,
that
keeping
there.
that
There's
drone
that
going,
constant
yeah.
going.
Yeah.
It's fucking deadly. Like.
For me, it's a piece of piss. Like,
I know
to be fair, most of what we do is quite easy for me.
because I got all the hard stuff. I got like
Not that I'm not good,
shaving
it's
my
just
heart.
that it's-
We shave my heart.
Yeah.
I do that with the percussion.
Your
in it.
Sugar Babes cover's the best one.
It's
I love
it's.
I
the
knew
thing is,
he'd say that.
that's a good note to end on.
It is.
Pardon the pun.
Positive note. A compliment to us. You're the first guest to do that. Thank you very much.
Oh, very good.
But yeah, so thanks very much, Steve, for coming in.
problem.
I hope
Thank
you
you
have
for
a
inviting
a great birthday and a good. I hope to
you.
see you on the other side of it.
Yes, I hope I make it through this weekend myself.
But yeah, so
Yes,
check.
no, thanks for having me on.
Anybody looking to record, don't contact them over the next 5 days. Although saying that, by the time this goes out, Dean will be long dead. So yeah, but get in, contact your. What is the Instagram and the Facebook and all that? Sort of?
Instagram is Dean_Stevens1. Or just search for hillhouserecordingstudio.com.
It's a beautiful setting.
It's a nice studio
Very inspirational.
up in a big farm up in Cricket.
Where no one can hear you scream, unless it's mic'd up.
Unless you're intentionally trying to get something to
Unless you're like dying fetus coming to record their next EP. But yeah, so thanks very much.
Yes, thank
and
you.
We'll see you later.
Up the sausages.
All new episodes of the String Ninjas podcast every Monday on all major streaming platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Or subscribe to us to get early access to both the audio and the video versions of the podcast at patreon.com/String Ninjas.
The String Ninjas Podcast.